Hello and welcome to Northman Air Base. I'm Marcus Infestus, and this is the first time I've ever attempted to do a video, so I need to apologize in advance. I am recording this on a silicone-based potato, so I'm sorry for my frames per second. Anyway, let's get into it. Behind me I have one of my second-gen aircraft. This is called the Mountain Dragon, also known as just the Dragon. These aircraft only use two engines. The engines are pushed down and out at 30-degree angles to create lift and tracking, mostly forward thrust, but also lift and tracking. There are no reverse thrusters on this, there's no dedicated lift thrusters on this, there's no dedicated lateral thrust on this, so it's all flown by managing angle of attack and thrust override. So they're a little different to fly and kind of difficult to land, so I'm hoping to be able to get a nice clean landing in for you today and show you how to do that and what it's all about. These are capable of high G maneuvers, but that's not what this particular video is about. So let me just do a quick lap for you and hopefully put it down safely. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect our service vehicle. I have a service vehicle plugged into the hinge part on the port side of the aircraft. All my aircraft feature this. It's just a way to save weight and space. I like the way these work, they're kind of fun. And it's kind of fun to watch them roll away from the pilot's perspective as well. See, nice and clear. That's kind of cool. But anyway, there's two sets of controls in this aircraft. I am in control set 2. This is our kind of our control panel for admin stuff. This is our battery charging and our antennas, and I reserve space for whatever other systems you wanted to run in this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn battery recharge off. That'll bring power online and switch it to control set 1. This is where we fly the aircraft from. So our first control box there, number 1, that will actually not just turn the engines on, but that's also going to put them in their positions to lift and push the aircraft. There we go. So 2 and 3 is our thrust override, and that's how we go forward. So I'm going to add a little power until I can start moving out onto the runway. An important block I'm going to mention now is number 6. That turns the inertial tensioners on. There are 6 hinges on this aircraft, 7 if you include the hinge part for the service vehicle. So stability is not the greatest, as you can tell right now. You know, trying to keep it tracking on a line is a little difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and press 6. And all of a sudden it tames quite a bit. It's much easier to keep going on a line now. I'm already going at a pretty good clip. Usually I don't take off till I hit that white line, but I'm going to go ahead and give it the juice. I'm going to go ahead and lift off pretty easily and quickly. It's not even at full throttle, we're already in the air. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the retractable landing gear. These are not difficult to do, but I think they're cool. They add something to the aircraft. I just think it makes everything so much sleeker to have those retracts. If you notice, my retracts are kind of funny. The wheels are turned downward. The reason for that is I tried to doing the wheels more traditionally, but the mounts blow up when you land. I don't know what causes that. The wheels always survive. I find them sometime later during the game, but for some reason whatever holds them to the strut blows up every time I hit the deck. So if you turn them downwards like that, they work. So remember that for your builds. If you need something to withstand an impact, turn the wheels on their sides and they seem to make it. I'm going to go ahead and start reducing power now so I don't climb too high. You want to come in nice and low when you attempt to do a landing. So see my bubble dropping? I'm going to go ahead and follow my bubble down with my nose. Start adding power so that my point of aim matches my direction of travel. See that? Add a little power, and now my direction of travel is following that bubble. We'll just do a quick lap around this little valley here. I call this the bowl. And that should set us up for a good landing. Again, I apologize for my frames per second. Okay, I'm going to turn my inertial tensioners off. Now I'm going to have a much more responsive aircraft. Really good in a fight, but not so great when trying to land, so remember that. If you need your aircraft to respond quickly, turn number 6 off. In fact, I can at least show you that while we're doing this. So as soon as I come to the turnaround point, I'm going to gun it, and then we'll whip this baby around. We'll try to make as tight a turn as we can without losing speed. Because this baby can do it, let me tell you. Okay, I have inertial tensioners turned off. I'm going to go ahead and increase throttle all the way. And give it the guns. Right now, my pilot's blood is rushing into his head. We're losing altitude, so I need to level off again, but we are pointed right at the runway. It took that long, and we stayed at 104 meters per second. We're already climbing altitude again. There's our bubble. But again, I don't want to get too high. That, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that was a freaking turn. Okay, let's see where everything's at. Okay, there's Northland Tower. So we're pretty much right on. Losing altitude a little quickly. You really gotta watch your gauges with these aircraft. You know what I'm gonna do so I don't have to worry about it later? Oh, let's turn 6 on. See how it's bouncing around everywhere? Now it's nice and calm. Oops. Climbing a little hard. Reduce power. Gonna go ahead and lower my gear before we come over the berm. How cool is that? I'm sorry. Okay, let's see here. 300 meters altitude, coming in at less than 10 meters per second. Coming down less than 10 meters per second, I should say. Okay, going... I can see the airstrip now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Add a little power. Look how quickly that responds. Just enough power to get over the berm here. Don't know if you can see the airstrip. Again, I'm sorry for the quality of all this. Look how choppy that is. Looks like we're not quite lined up either. Probably gonna stop talking here and start flying because this is gonna be a hairy one. Again, there's no lateral thrust. This is all just managing thrust override. We came in nice and low. Here we go. Gonna touch down. Come on, touchdown any second now. Ooh, bucking Bronco a little bit. Reduce power. Okay, pop that chute before we strike anything. And that is what a really rough landing should look like. But we made it. We're on the tarmac. but that's just to show you that it can be done even on a silicone-based potato, so I hope that helps you. Well, I have fun flying these aircraft, so I hope that the rest of you enjoy it too. I mean, they're different, but it's a lot of fun. So I hope you take pleasure in flying these. I hope they're a lot of fun. I hope you wreck a few. And I'd like to see these start turning up in servers, because I think that something this small and that powerful might surprise people.